I don't know who needed to hear this, but when you healing from a situation, you can't go back and entertain that situation in no form or fashion. You cannot, because you still emotionally entertaining it and you caught up, and it's keeping you from moving forward and receiving the blessings that God may have in store for you. So you gotta let it go. It's gonna be painful. And we forgive, we good people. We wanna accept people that hurt us back into our lives. But if it's in the past, it's in the past for a reason. If this person got a kick out of watching you suffer, then with friends like that, you don't need any enemies. So we forgive so we don't harbor resentment. But moving forward, you cannot entertain it in any form or fashion. You have to let it go so you can truly heal from it. And you can receive the things that's coming into your life. Because if you hold on to things in the past, you can't move forward. Just let it go.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Welcome to this evening's episode of The Rose Garden. If you do not know who I am, my name is Kimberly Ann, and I am a single mom of three beautiful girls. I also have four beautiful nieces, and I create this content for my babies so when they start to date and they're dealing with boys and stuff, they will know how to function. I did not get the best dating advice from mommy and daddy. Neither did I get the best heal after breakup advice from mommy and daddy. I actually got pretty shitty advice. I'm not even gonna hold you. And it's nothing against my parents. It's just that what worked for them back in the 80s when they met does not work for me today. Okay? It doesn't. It doesn't work for anyone, actually. So, today's video, oh, if you haven't already, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring my bell so you know when I post, okay? The usual. Y'all know what to do. YouTube's been around long enough. You know what to do. You can also leave me a nice compliment or comment, whichever, if you would like. Okay? All right, there we go. Boom, spiel done. Today's video, we are actually going to be talking about how or ways to heal after a breakup. Everybody is going to experience some type of breakup in their life. Okay. I have experienced three different breakups because each one of my kids have a different father. And I had to go through three different breakups over the span of now about to be 15 years. Because I dealt with, each man at different times within the last 15 years. So, one thing I can say from having a breakup and dealing and healing after a breakup is it's like an onion and you're going to be peeling it for a long time. You're going to be peeling the onion for a long time. Not crazy long, but you'll have days where you'll think back and be like, man, why did I do that? Or I wonder, are they thinking about me? Or gosh, when will I find love again? Or why did I love them so much? It's so much that you're gonna be asking yourself, and as you go through the healing process, because I did it. Well, all three. Not so much my ex-husband, because by the time I divorced that man, I was so over him. It was not funny. And even my youngest child's father, I really didn't go through. I went through the motions with him while he was still coming around. I was going through the motions because I was very disappointed in how he moved, how he acted. He just couldn't get right. That's what I call him. Can't get right. He can't get right. He liked to go back to his past a lot. He liked to keep a roster of women from his past. It was just a lot. Now, my oldest child's father, I did go through the motions with him. I did really broke down. Even by the time I told him, "Hey, this isn't gonna work for me. I don't really want to deal with you anymore." I cried because I actually had a lot of fun with her dad, but we weren't compatible, and it was time to move on. And I'm glad I did. And I can tell you that with each breakup, as time passed, my God, as time passed, I gained more appreciation for me having the strength to walk away because I started hearing and seeing things that let me know that my decision to walk away was actually a very good decision. The mistake that I made between my first child's father and my ex-husband, and then my ex-husband to my third child's father, was I didn't stop to take time to heal. I didn't stop to learn myself. I didn't stop to figure out what it is that I really wanted in a partner. Like, I never sat down to really think about that. And another mistake I made prior to meeting all three was I never dated around. I was one of those girls who thought that dating around was some hoe shit, okay? And I used to look at my friends who had like a plethora of boyfriends, and I used to be like, why are they treating these men like that? That's not right. Women aren't supposed to do that. But that's because of how I was raised. You know, my dad was one of those men that, unfortunately, he thrived off of the women who felt like he should be put on a pedestal. And it's so crazy. I didn't realize my dad was that type of man until I got with my youngest child's father. And a lot of the patterns and things that my dad would say, he said and he didn't. And I'm like, oh my God, my dad was an idiot. Like, what? So, you know, and both of them were street guys. They're street men. You know, everything's about survival for them. Whatever benefits them, whatever helps them survive. So I don't hate neither one of them. But they taught me a valuable lesson, and now it's led me here to talk to you guys. So in today's video, we're going to actually watch a couple of videos on TikTok that I have picked out for you guys that I think are going to give you some really great insight, tips, stories of how people heal after a breakup, and how and what to do and what you thinking, all the above. So I tried to do a nice plethora, and we are going to start off with Miss Kitty Rose from tonight's conversations. Stay tuned.
What are some suggestions of how to best heal after a significant heartbreak? Kitty, what you think?
You have to gain awareness of self, and you have to also gain a new perspective. We have to separate on a cognitive level before we separate physically or emotionally.
That's right.
The how, the what, the when. Mm-hmm. How did this affect me? What happened? When it happened? And you also have to measure a lot of things. Your life satisfaction. When I was in a relationship, was I reaching my goals? Right. My life satisfaction was not there. And I have to use my logical reasoning. Mm-hmm. If I take my heart away from it and I think about it, what I wanted, what I deserved, and what I dreamed of, did I get it? Because a lot of times we try to push people in this image and this picture that they don't fit in. And then when I look at the facts and everything else, and I pay attention to the things that I have lost, the things that I lost, the things that I could have gained, logically there was no benefit in this relationship. And once you gain that new perspective, and you actually see who you were and who you want to be, it's easier to move on.
That's so good.
Sis, the best revenge is your glow up. Talk about how to heal and level up the feminine way. Class is in session. The way you heal at the heartbreak determines your next chapter. Ladies, we got to talk about the healing and the glow up that should happen after heartbreak, because too many women stay stuck in pain and waiting for closure, or keep on thinking about what they lost. But let me tell you something. The real flex is how you level up and you never become a woman that he has access to again. Let's get it. Class is in session. And let's talk about first why so many women stay stuck after heartbreak. Too many women are focusing on the loss instead of the lesson. Remember I said take your L, and you know I'm not talking about no loss. Too much time overanalyzing, replaying conversations in your head and saying, why did he do me that way? But the truth is, your healing is not about him. It's about you. And if you want to come out of this better and not bitter, you need a game plan. All right, y'all. I'm giving you the 3 tips to help heal and glow up after heartbreak. Let's get into this lesson. To cut emotional access. Ain't no closure talks. You don't need to meet up. A high-value woman doesn't wait for closure. She creates it. I'm done. You don't need a last call, text, conversation. You're just done. Block, unfollow, and remove reminders. That's the tip. The relationship ended for a reason. Stop reopening the wound. And then 2, ladies, you have to heal and level up in silence, and you pop out. The best transformation comes when no one sees it coming. Don't waste time trying to prove your glow up. Just be the woman you were meant to be. So instead of posting those I'm doing better messages, ladies, I want you to actually do better. Hit the gym, drink your water, mind your business, glow up. Build your confidence and know that you're doing it for you, not for him. Then, ladies, I want you to shift from what I lost to what I gained. Remember, heartbreak is not just an ending, it's a new beginning for you. Focus on the lesson learned and not what you lost. You're a divine feminine woman. You believe that what's meant for you will never miss you. That wasn't meant for you. I have homework. I want you to write down 3 lessons that relationship taught you. And if you need help in this area, ladies, DM me. We're going to get you through. Because we're going to use those 3 lessons as fuel to build a life that aligns with what we want and what we deserve. Aligning with our highest self. Remember, ladies, the best revenge is getting back to yourself and then being the best version of you and never needing him again. Heal and glow up and let that be your only response. All right, and if y'all receive this message in the comments, I want you to write glow up. And ladies, if you need help in this area, DM me. I'm here to help. Class is dismissed. Bye, y'all.
What are some of the healthiest tips that you've given to people and the people that you've worked with that have genuinely helped people move through a breakup?
No matter how bad the relationship was, there's always good moments. So if you're trying to break free, you can't just let your brain focus on the good moments. You have to remind yourself why this doesn't work. But if you keep focusing on the good, you start to make yourself think, oh, because I missed this good moment, I must miss them. And there's this quote that says, sometimes you're not missing the person, you're missing the feeling. So you've got to be able to differentiate those 2 things. So getting back to how we get over these breakups is recognizing, why were we really there to begin with? You know, could this actually work? Even if there is a chance that you 2 can work together, or this is the one for you, you may have needed this time to reevaluate and get things in order. Something is obviously wrong. Whenever a breakup happens, the mistake we make is that we think it's about healing from the breakup. No, it's healing from everything you've been through. You've probably been sweeping under the rug your childhood trauma for years, maybe the last 2-3 relationships, whatever it is. So, and not healing from those things is contributing to your struggle to get past this breakup and contributing to why you even chose this person to begin with. I'm a huge believer that if you haven't healed, you are 90% likely to choose the wrong person.
No, for real, listen to this. Only listen to this video if you're ready to heal. If you're not and you want to be gaslit, keep watching them other videos. But for my people who want to heal, go on, sit back with me. When you really want to fix a problem, you get down to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is not that other person. The root of my problems wasn't that man. The situations just hurt. And it was what the devil used to keep me bounded. He knew if he could pack on situations, he could keep me stuck. But I got to the root of my problem. And girl, when I found out it was me, I looked at him and I said, you been robbing me? You been robbing me this whole time? It was me. Now I know y'all like, hold on. What you mean it was you? I'm about to take you down a rabbit hole. Now look, I was scared that if the truth came out and it was me, I was the culprit, then baby, we had a real issue. Your problems don't start when you meet another problem. Your problem started from birth. So I sat back and asked myself one day, what made you stay around for bad treatment? Because it wasn't love. I fall in love all the time. All the relationships I had, I was in love. I'm a lover. I love people. So unfortunately, it wasn't him. So I asked myself, I said, who made you feel like you couldn't leave even when they treated you bad? Who made you feel like you had to stay? And I thought about myself and how I never liked to leave people since I was a kid, because I knew how bad leaving hurt. Because every time I got close to people in my life, they had to go. Whether they died, whether they had to move, whether they was packing up and just going somewhere for the night, they left me. And as a kid, that hurt me. Because every time they left, I had to regroup again. I had to hurt and come back from it. These was people I loved. These wasn't friends or relationships. These was family. And every time they left, hurt felt like it lasts forever. And when I finally got happy again, I was happy. So when I got older and I met people and it was time for them to go, it hurt again. Felt like that hurt when I was a kid. My mama got sick and she almost died on me. Then she made it. Then both my grandmas got cancer at the same time. Then the one I lived died on me. And every best friend I had from 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade got close to me and then had to move. There was Imani, there was Leilani, there was Ariana. They all had to move. I had to regroup again. So with relationships, we can get through anything. Just don't leave. Because I don't want to have to regroup again. The reason I talk about this particular relationship is because I allowed it to get so bad. I mean, real bad. But I'm thankful for the experience because God had to shake me and break me to make me better. And I'm glad he did it in my early 20s so I wouldn't be 30 sitting there letting somebody break and shake me to be better. But I now know that it don't have to get bad. And leaving ain't that bad. You can let them go. Because you got God. You got yourself. You have actual people that love you. Get to the root of your problem. And there was some other things that I unpacked, but that'll be a part 2. I got time for that. Love y'all.
Y'all, somebody said this to me today, and I was like, okay, checked me. To heal a wound, you have to stop touching it. And for the girls that get it, the girls that get it, understand. And that's for everybody. In order for you to heal a wound, you have to stop touching it. Not put a fucking Band-Aid over it and keep checking to see, you know, is it healed yet? Do I need to put more ointment on it? You just gotta stop touching it. You gotta stop touching it. Because guess what? A scab is never gonna grow over it, and you're never gonna have that new layer of skin if you keep touching it. I don't have to say what's in between because y'all understand what I'm trying to say here. In order for you to heal a wound, you gotta start touching it. I don't have to say what's in between because y'all understand what I'm trying to say here. In order for you to heal a wound, you gotta start touching it.
You want to know the worst thing about a healing process after a breakup? It's when you realize, what the fuck was I thinking? Why did I go through all the hurt and pain through trying to make this person love me, care about me, treat me right? Those are the things that actually bothers you after your healing process, to the point some people would say, I could actually take my soul out of my body and run a fade. Why was I so stupid? And that bothers some people, because it bothered me. And I know a lot of people, when they come to certain relationships and you realize that you were really tripping over nothing. You accepted so much shit for nothing. And you're gonna be like, how was I thinking? Like, I know you're at peace right now, but that one thing right there actually bothers you. No cap. From wrong, tell me wrong. For real.
It has actually happened. I am living proof that after breaking off an engagement, ending a 10-year relationship, it is possible to find love again. I've spent the last 3 years just focusing on myself, my self-care journey, and I did all those things so that I can be happy by myself. And I actually attained that goal where I was able to be by myself, be happy, not in search of anything except being at peace on my own. People would be like, oh, you'll find somebody when you least expect it or when you're not looking. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I literally could care less. I'm not looking. I don't care to find anyone. And to be honest with you, I was at a point where I thought I wouldn't even want to. Like, even if I did find somebody, I wouldn't want to do the work because I know how much work it takes to be in a relationship. I was in a 10-year relationship. I was like, I know how much work it takes. And I don't want to do it again. And then literally when I was just like, okay, being single, like literally to the point where I was like planning out my life as a single person. I'm like, okay, I still want kids. How do I have kids as a single woman? Like, how do I get a sperm? Like, I was that level of okay, I'm single. And literally when I got to that point is when he came. And I'm so fortunate that it's somebody who literally is everything that I needed. The key is that I did so much work on myself that I wasn't willing to settle because I knew what I can bring to the table. I knew everything I was looking for in a person, I can reciprocate. And to be honest with you, I thought because of that the person that I wanted didn't exist. I literally thought, I'm looking for too good of a person. That person doesn't exist. I guess I'm gonna just be single. And lo and behold, he does exist. You know what's crazy? He literally is everything that I've wanted, everything that I look for. He makes me soft. He makes me feel like I deserve the world. And that's another thing. My next battle is constantly reminding myself that I do deserve this. Cheers to that.
Breakups are always tough when you're you love somebody, you give somebody your heart and it doesn't work out. But I'm always an avid believer that, everything happens for a reason. And while it's going on, it doesn't make sense. But how many times have we looked back later and say, oh, that's why that happened? Or I wouldn't have been here if that didn't happen. I wouldn't have met this person if that didn't happen. Like, you have to believe that things work out the way they're supposed to. And for me, the best way to deal with that is, I keep myself busy, dive into something else, whether it's your children or work or your passion, and just keep good energy around you. And that'll help you kind of get through. But sitting around alone or moping or like the world is coming to an end, that's not going to help. I'm always like, stay busy, stay active, just start doing a lot of shit. Just start going, because that's the best way to keep your mind busy. And ultimately you'll start seeing that every day it gets like a little bit easier.
5 ways to heal after a bad breakup. Number 1, you got to stay busy with the right things. Pick up a new hobby, start a new job, but remain busy. Number 2, treat yourself. Take yourself on dates. Go out and practice self-love. Number 3, place yourself in a positive environment. An idle mind is the devil's playground. Number 4, remind yourself of all your wins. Think about all the things that you've accomplished. And number 5, get closer to God. He's going to guide you and protect you in your moments of confusion and discomfort. Keep a rich mentality.
What about when you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with someone and they left you, they moved on, they didn't see it the same way, but you were convinced after a few years that this was going to be your person, and you break up? What actually helps?
I think the only thing that helps is just remembering that everything you wanted with this person, whether that vision was getting married, whether it was to have kids, whether it was to go on holidays, that vision is still attainable for you. You can still access that entire vision you had with them, with somebody new. And if you feel like you really love that person, you probably just loved certain traits that they had. Those traits that he has are available in other men that will actually still make your vision come true. And hopefully the new person will not have the traits that cause the relationship to break down. So remember, it's not about the person. This is where people get stuck in heartbreaks. They think that their life happiness and the relationship and their end goal in life is in the hands of that particular person in that relationship. That end goal is something that they can still attain and achieve by themselves. If they just remember that they can still achieve it with somebody else, or they can achieve it by themselves, or they can achieve it through friends, that goal is more important than the person. And your vision is far more important than the relationship. So as long as you keep your vision in mind and remember that there's other people that can help you attain that vision, you will let go of that ego that's attached to that particular person that just broke your heart. And I know it sounds hard to do, but when you find out that somebody's hurt you and they've moved on and they've got a relationship, we can't be hurt and happy for somebody at the same time. If you want to remove your hurt for people, you almost have to try and be happy for them, even if they don't deserve it. You don't do it for them. You do it for your own sake, so you can suppress that feeling of hurt and just be like, look, he treated me terribly, but I would never want somebody else to go through that. So I hope he has a happy relationship. I hope he treats her way better than he treated me. And then hopefully you'll attract that positive energy back into your own life.
So, my rosebuds, I love you guys. This is your new BFF. I hope you guys enjoyed the content that I put into this video. I can say from my own personal experiences and breakups, and not just with love relationship breakups, but also friendships as well, taking that time to let the healing take place actually helps to prepare you better for the next best thing. You'll be ready for the next best thing. And you will know for sure that that next best thing is going to be best for you. Because when you stop to take that time to heal, you actually learn your likes, your dislikes, your boundaries, your non-negotiables, your values. You learn all that. And it becomes easier to pick and choose and decipher who's really for you and who's not. And then it becomes so much easier for you to allow people to come in and out of your life, out of your life, because you will be so grounded and whole within yourself that regardless, people come through for you or come to you, or be with you or whichever, or be friends with you, it won't even matter, because you will be the vibe in your world. You won't be looking for someone else to be the vibe for you. You would be the vibe. So a couple ways that I decided, or how I healed after my breakups, and I'm going to use the last one in particular because by my third child's father, in that breakup, I really sat down with myself. Oh, my baby getting up. Look, she getting up. My little mama right here. They always jumping in my bed, child. She's talking. She's talking to her sleep. This girl having a full blown conversation, y'all. She be cussing niggas out in her sleep. Y'all hear me? So a couple things that I did was I stopped and took accountability. And when I say I took accountability, I literally went over where I ignored red flags, where like I saw them, but I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't say, hey, I don't like that. I didn't speak up. I didn't defend me. I didn't protect me. And I took accountability for that. And then next, I told myself I'm sorry. And the reason why I apologized to myself was because I owed myself that. I owed my younger version of myself that, because when you go through life getting hurt so much, it leaves a scar. And, people say, oh, what is that saying? They say, like, it's something about pain, no gain. But after so many scars, you're not gaining anything but scars. And I had to tell myself sorry. Millie, stop. I had to tell myself sorry in order for me to forgive me and not shame myself and not beat myself up daily. And also, by me saying sorry to myself and holding myself accountable, it helped me to stop re-traumatizing myself from the traumas that I faced through breakups. And that's been breakups through friends and my lovers and even my parents. I went through a breakup with my parents after I got married. And I had to learn how to re-heal from that. Another thing I did is, after I just had accountability and I had given myself apology, I accepted my own apology, but I also stopped to refill my own cup. I know so many of us give and give and give to these guys, and I totally get it. I was one of those women, and then we feel like if we let them go or we're not with them, that would be the end of the world. I'm here to tell you, where you poured from, you will always have a replenishment of energy to keep pouring. So don't ever think that you gave your best to your last child's father. You did not. This is just the beginning of a new life for you, babe. Because I was there. I helped my youngest child's father get out of jail. I did a whole plethora of stuff. I did put the money on his books. I did all that. And I let him know in the process of me doing all that, going to see him. I was driving 6 hours to go see him twice a month with our daughter by myself. And I wouldn't drive up, stay, and then come back. No, I was driving there, visit, eat, driving right back. I told him, I said, hey, when you get out and you decide to go back to your old life, if you do, I'm going to cut my losses and I'm going to be gone forever. He did not believe me. He didn't. And I cut my losses and I left. And I'm glad I did. And I decided I'm going to take a little time to heal because, while he was in jail, I didn't consider that time that we were together. He was in jail for about 2 years. And a year prior to that, he and I wasn't even speaking. So I didn't even count that time because I still had time to myself. So I gave him 3 months after he got out. I didn't see any progress. I actually felt like he got worse. So that's when I decided, yeah, it's time to go. You don't want to do better for you. Why should I want better for you? And you don't want better for you. So I said all that to say, once I realized how much energy I gave and it did not get used, I took my power back. Ladies, you can take your power back. I took my power back and I put it into myself. I put it into my kids. I put it into my hopes and dreams and wishes. And I've been playing a game with the universe where I know I request something big, but I'll request something small just to see if the universe is listening. And I promise you the universe has been listening. And the universe sees all the energy, ladies, that you all put in. And if you play that game with the universe like how I'm playing it, I'm saying to the universe, hey, show me how much of my power I have back now by showing me, and I'll pick an item. Like I've picked a red Corvette. I picked a red Corvette. And actually, it's so funny because I said I was seeing a specific car that my child's father was driving around that I later found out was from one of his other baby mamas. And I said, okay, Spirit, I'm tired of seeing that car. Show me that I've pulled my power back by showing me. At first I said a red Corvette. And then I was like, no, a Camaro. I was like, no, my favorite car, a red Mustang. I want to see a Mustang. I love Mustangs. And so Spirit played a joke on me one day, and I got in my yard and I was sitting in the back scrolling on, I don't even know what I was scrolling on. I think it was YouTube. Yeah, it had to be YouTube because I haven't been on Instagram or Facebook in forever. And I don't plan on going back. And I was looking at my neighbor's driveway and it was a red two-door sports car that backed up into their driveway. And I was like, holy cow, the universe heard me because this was the same day. So I was like, I didn't see what it was, but I saw the top. I saw it was red and it definitely was a two-door sports car. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to drive and go see what this car is because I know the universe heard me. So I went to drive out to see the car. Lo and behold, my child's father was pulling in as I was pulling out. So then he followed me from my house to Burger King. That was a crazy story. But he was like, I just want to tell you I'm doing good for myself now and I'm going to call you tomorrow. He called the next day and he made a couple broken ass promises that he never fulfilled. I don't take him serious anymore. Like I don't take anything he says, doesn't say, doesn't do. I don't take any of it serious anymore because now I take him for face value. Face value showed me that he's not going to pull through, not even for a daughter. He's not going to do anything he says he's going to do. And that he's not as articulate as I am. Like if we was in a room of businessmen, they would look at me crazy. Like, why the fuck did you bring him? He's stupid. But today, I didn't even have to play the game with the universe. The universe played it with me. It's so funny because I would think of something and it will pop up. And I had not thought of the red Corvette in so long. I don't know why the red Corvette was the one thing out of that list of manifesting that I was doing that took the hardest to reveal itself. I saw the red Camaro. I saw the red Mustang. I had not seen a red Corvette. Even though I was like, I don't need to see it because I saw the other two. Well, saw the red Camaro, the red Corvette, and I said to myself, I said, oh my goodness, universe, you're listening. You're here. My kids and I were going to Urban Air. That's it. And it was a red Camaro parked right in front of the building. And I was like, wow, this is priceless. I said, something's here or it's coming really soon. And we went on about our day. So play that game with the universe. Make yourself accountable. Forgive yourself. Say sorry. Be light, playful, and enjoy life. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the show today. Welcome to the Rose Garden. I am Kimberly Ann. Hit subscribe, hit like, ring my bell so you know when I post, and we gonna get into it. It was a pleasure. Bye, you guys.